It is March 25th, 2019, and it's time to talk about Raw. And don't mind me, I'm a little bit out of it. It's been a long few days, but we're here. I'm here tonight. PWPNation.com in the house. Raw went down tonight from Boston, Massachusetts. And look, man, tonight was your basic as all hell, coasting to WrestleMania style of Monday Night Raw. Not the kind of Raw that I'm looking forward to on this road to WrestleMania. The road is long. Okay, we've been on this road to WrestleMania for many months now. It's time to turn it up a little bit. It's time to turn it up because we know next week is going to be a bunch of recaps, a bunch of nonsense. And I just want to get past WrestleMania at this point. I just want to get past it. Guys, my name's Jay Alletto, and this is the Jay Alletto Wrestling Show, PWPNation.com in the house. We are live on YouTube currently, and we are also live on Periscope. What is up to the chat on the tube? What's going on, everybody? I'm well, man. I'm well. Montez Thomas Sr., what's up, man? Video gaming for you. What is up? Logan LeBlanc in the house. Spice Girls reference by Triple H. True story. Tell me what you want, what you really want. That's all you're going to get out of me. But like Triple H had jokes tonight. Triple H was funny. Triple H was entertaining. We have another stipulation to allow us to get emotionally invested into this match with Batista at WrestleMania. And here's the thing about this match, guys. I put the stat up earlier on Twitter. If you didn't catch it, my Twitter is at Jay Alletto. I'm going to tell it to you right now. Triple H loses at WrestleMania a lot, but I don't see him doing the job to Dave Batista again. He'll get a win back here. Triple H has lost at WrestleManias 12, 15, 17, 20, 21, 22, 24, 27, 28, 30, 32, 33, and 34. The odds say he wins this one. He hasn't lost 4 years in a row, ever. So I'm saying this year, Triple H wins at WrestleMania, continues his career, and we might see the animal. I don't know. Does Batista only come back to get a win? This, to me, was the most intriguing part of Raw, was the fact that now we have a big stipulation behind this match. I went into this thinking Triple H versus Batista was just going to be like an awesome match, like a nostalgic, awesome match, and Triple H is going to easily win hands down. Now I'm not so sure. Now there's a little piece of me that thinks Triple H just might lose at WrestleMania. And with everybody losing, like Shawn Michaels lost, retired, Mick Foley has done the same thing, Ric Flair has done it, Kurt Angle's about to do it. We've seen it over and over and over again. Who's to say Triple H doesn't lose and then possibly come back in the future? Who's to say? Nobody is. So we don't know what's going to happen here, and that's the intriguing part of it. Nobody has the upper hand. Neither guy has the upper hand here. So that's intriguing. But guys, let's go through Raw. Once again, I'm Jay Alletto. You could donate to our Patreon, patreon.com/PWPNation, where I'm still writing this out, guys. I got papers. I got a lot of paper full of ideas here. Lots of papers. And I'm going to give you guys my Kofi Kingston scenario. My Kofi Kingston story from WrestleMania to WrestleMania, guys. All right? We're talking lots of details, a script, a loose script, not a very detailed script, but a script to get you from WrestleMania 35 to WrestleMania 36 with Kofi Kingston. Okay? So that's what you'll see from me on Patreon soon. I will announce it on my social media when it's complete. It's going to be done well before WrestleMania, within the next couple of days. I decided instead of rushing this thing out there, I was going to take my time and I was going to do it the right way. And that's what I'm doing. I'm writing this story. I'm going to put it on Patreon. Then I'm going to put it on YouTube for free after WrestleMania. And if you guys like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But this is my way to kind of give back a little bit to the community, something fun, something entertaining. It'll only be about 10 to 15 minutes long. But let's go through Monday Night Raw. How about that, guys? How about we talk about Raw? And we'll do this real quick and painlessly so I can get the hell out of here and you guys can enjoy the rest of your night as well. If you have any questions in the chat, please, youtube.com. If you have any, that's PWP Nation, by the way. PWP Nation is where you could find me all across social media. PWPNation.com. And I will just promote it ad nauseum to you guys until you get so sick of it. All right, let's go through Raw. Let's have some fun here. So basically we start out with the continuation of this Ronda Rousey, Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair story, which, by the way, now is the official WrestleMania main event. In case you missed it, we're official now. WrestleMania main event, Ronda, Charlotte, Becky, it's going down, man. Ronda Rousey will be the last person to enter the ring at WrestleMania, and that's exciting. That's cool. I dig that. I'm not a hater on this whatsoever. I like it. I think it's going to be great. And I'm just excited to see how they play it out next week. What's going to be the last story in this chapter? Because right now, with the Beat the Clock challenge, we saw nothing. Next week, you have Ronda, Charlotte, Becky versus Riot Squad. It's going to be some kind of squash. All hell's going to break loose. But what kind of story are they going to tell? Is it going to be the same old thing, or are they going to add a layer? That's what I'm interested in. Will they add a layer to this story for WrestleMania now that it's the main event? Because right now it's been very, very basic, extremely basic. They overdid it. They overbooked it. It became convoluted. Now it's so basic, man. It's unbelievable. However, I'm excited for it to happen. And like I said in the beginning of the show on YouTube and Periscope, I want to get past WrestleMania at this point. Let's get past WrestleMania and let's see what happens there. Let's see how everything kind of settles. I'm excited for that. It's putting the the cart in front of the horse, but it is what it is. So basically, Beat the Clock. Everybody kind of knows how this is going down. As soon as it started, I knew how it was going down. Becky Lynch wins. The man comes around once again. She defeats Liv Morgan, sets the pace here. Charlotte doesn't get it because they at least made Ruby Riott look a little bit strong by not tapping out. But still, this was basic. Nothing really happened. Nothing crazy happened here. Next thing up, Finn Bálor versus Bobby Lashley and Jinder Mahal. What I don't understand about this is why Jinder Mahal? Why you throwing so Bobby Lashley could beat the shit out of him in the Stings to make him look strong after like losing to Finn Bálor? Look, Bobby Lashley is finished right now. Okay? He's the Intercontinental Champion and he has zero credibility. None. No credibility. Nobody believes in Bobby Lashley. Him beating the bejesus out of Jinder Mahal does nothing for anyone. You know? It does nothing for anyone. And we'll take calls on Periscope. If you got anything to say, I'm inviting guests. We'll take your calls on Periscope right now. So if you want to call in, do it on Periscope. But look, this does nothing for me. Bobby Lashley just looks weak. He's bumping around all over the place for Finn Bálor. If Finn Bálor doesn't win at WrestleMania, clean as a whistle, and doesn't become the IC champion on that stage, brings out the demon so we can get a little bit excited, has this extravagant entrance. That's what I like about this match. That's what I like about this match. It's going to give us something to kind of get excited about. At maybe a part of the show where there's a lull, possibly. Maybe they do it after like one of those Make-A-Wish Foundation things or like the Warrior Award or the Hall of Fame stuff. Maybe they do it at a point where we need to pop huge at WrestleMania because those points will happen. Yeah, and I think, yep, exactly. You're right, Eric, dude. And I think that Finn Bálor versus Bobby Lashley will be a bona fide squash. Bobby Lashley right now is finished. He's got no credibility. The best thing going for him is Lio Rush. It's the best thing going for Bobby Lashley. I hate to say it, but he has done himself no services here. Let's not even get started on the all right, I'm starting to recall Raw now. I watched this show and I took nothing from it. Like nothing good came out of it aside from Triple H being funny. The Revival versus Aleister and Ricochet. Look, man, again, we knew this was going to be a good match. That's what they do. These guys put on good matches, all four of them. Put on good matches. That goes without being said. We don't need to sit here and analyze Monday Night Raw. We don't need to sit here and talk about this at all if we're just going to talk about their good match. There's nothing here to hold on to, nothing to cling on to. Where was Bobby Roode and Chad Gable? Aren't they involved in this feud somehow? Where were they? Are they done? Are they out of this? Is that it for them? The Revival once again loses as the tag team champions. This is what happens when you speak up when you're under WWE contract. This is what happens when you say something to the public out there into the world on the internet. When you put it out there, it manifests itself to the main roster and you end up taking the ass whooping for it. You know, they shut the Revival up for a minute by giving them the tag team championships. And maybe they'll retain them at WrestleMania. Or just maybe, WWE does something really crazy here. Does something absolutely absurd. Now, I doubt it. I find it highly unlikely. But what if Aleister Black and what if Ricochet, all right, who might be, I don't want to give any spoilers, might be going to NXT TakeOver to challenge for the tag team titles. Okay? Let's see here. If they win the NXT Tag Team Championships and then go to WrestleMania and win the Raw Tag Team Championships, what kind of visual would that be? That would be awesome. That would make these two guys. That would make them gigantic if they had both tag team championships at the same time. Maybe I'm crazy, but I think, honestly, I think the Revival probably wins at WrestleMania, retains the Raw Tag Team titles. Whatever the match is going to be is probably going to happen at 4 o'clock at Access or something. It probably isn't going to be at WrestleMania, but, either way, let's give the Revival a little bit of credit here and actually give them a WrestleMania win. Again, you're going to get a solid match out of these guys. No drama here at all. I knew Aleister Black and Ricochet weren't going to lose because this is what they do to the Revival. They just bury the Revival. We're inviting guests on Periscope. If you want to come on the show and actually talk to me and ask a question, head over to me on Periscope. You have to have the app open. Also, if you have Super Hearts and Periscope, please hook them up. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube if you haven't yet. I'm doing my best here, brothers. I have no co-host yet, but we're working on that. We're going to try to find somebody. So continuing on with Monday Night Raw, Drew McIntyre cuts a promo, and here's something I want to talk about for a minute. Drew McIntyre is doing all the dirty heel tactics right here. Every dirty heel trick in the book is being shown to you by Drew McIntyre. Calling out Roman Reigns' family, his wife, his children. Roman, here we go. Drew tells Reigns to think about his kids because they already had to watch Daddy fight for his life once. Roman Reigns fought for his life, and now he's going to have to do it again at WrestleMania. So what they're saying here is Drew McIntyre is using this just like he did shortly after Roman Reigns made his leukemia announcement back in October. Drew McIntyre is using this once again. Heels have been using this ad nauseum since it went down, since the announcement took place. They have been using this constantly. Needs Drew McIntyre. They need to keep Roman Reigns. Blah, blah, blah. Look, dude, here's the thing, man. Roman Reigns is not losing at WrestleMania no matter what Drew McIntyre says. No matter what, they have to actually do a storyline here, and I kind of like it because it's an old school type of babyface versus heel, top-notch kind of guys, big dudes. But this is nothing more than, King Kong Bundy beating Hulk Hogan's friends up before WrestleMania 2. This is the same formula. This is like before WrestleMania 2 when King Kong Bundy repeatedly beat the trash out of Hillbilly Jim or something. Whatever happened. I can't even remember what happened. I want to say it was Hillbilly Jim. King Kong Bundy also destroyed Hogan himself on the road to WrestleMania 2. This is nothing different, okay? This is Drew McIntyre beating up Roman Reigns' friends week after week after week. He also beat up Roman 2 weeks ago and now tonight. This is as old school as it gets, folks. A part of me likes it, but a part of me hates it only because Roman Reigns is there's no doubt in anyone's mind that Roman Reigns wins this match. There's no doubt. Hey, what's up, Chris? Thanks for joining the show. You want to call in, bro? All right, I'm going to take Chris's call, guys. I'm going to take Chris's call. YouTube, stand by. We're going to see what Chris has to say. We're going to take Chris's call with the Becky Lynch photo, the gorgeous Becky Lynch. What's up, Chris?
Oh, I was going to tell you I'm going to be gone for a while. So yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You're going to be gone for a while? What's that mean, bro?
like on my broadcast and on Periscope mostly, but I'll be posting stuff of wrestling on Twitter though.
Cool, man. Well, yeah, I guess, bro. I don't know what else. You got anything to say about Monday Night Raw tonight, or just that?
Yeah, about Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre. That was pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah, buddy. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. It's basic. It's your basic storytelling. But hey, man, I hope to see you back here soon, bro. I'm gonna let you go, but hope to see you back soon, buddy.
Okay, peace out.
Peace, bro. All right, that was Chris saying he won't be around for a while. All right, Chris. Hope you're okay, buddy. Anyway, this is some basic storytelling, but it's good stuff. To the degree that we're going to get your heel versus babyface story. It's going to be a good, hard-hitting match. I've got nothing really too negative to say about it. So let's move on. I mean, I think it's predictable. If there's anything negative I can say, it's predictable, but everything else is positive. It's Roman Reigns coming back. They're going to say leukemia, leukemia, leukemia. He fought back. He fought for his life. He fought. Believe in the fight. Believe in Roman Reigns. All right? Don't stop believing. Hold on to the feeling. Okay? All right? I'm just saying. Don't stop believing in the fight for Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is the only person, the only wrestler that we should care about. All right, so here we go. Moving on with the show now. Sasha Banks versus Natalya. And I've seen this match 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, too many times. All right. There aren't many bigger Sasha Banks fans than myself. As I've said in the past, I've shown my gratitude for Sasha Banks' in-ring work. I think she's incredible. She's obviously a good person. I obviously think she's gorgeous. All that good stuff. I got a crush on Sasha Banks. I'm not going to lie. I mean, everybody who knows me knows it. I got a crush, a major league crush on Sasha Banks. It's an innocent crush. You know, it's an innocent crush. It's like one of those deals where I marked out. I sent her the Pro Wrestling Powerhouse t-shirt back in 2015. The PWP Nation t-shirt. The first one of its kind. The first one. Hold on. Let me fix this light a little bit. This light sucks, bro. I got this terrible fucking shitty light. And she wore that on social media, guys. So I marked out. I'm grateful. Let's kill the light. I'm grateful for Sasha Banks being so cool. But I got to call it like it is, man. She should be, personally, I think she should be in this women's main event at WrestleMania. Sasha Banks should have this moment. But it goes without saying that Becky Lynch got hot at the right time. She's on fire, and that's the way we're going with it. But moving on to this is a big moment for Sasha Banks at WrestleMania, defending the women's tag team titles for the first time. She gets the win here by disqualification. It was a big melee. Nia Jax, Tamina Snuka, Beth Phoenix. Beth Phoenix hits the glam slam. I was going to say the glamour bomb. The glam slam hits it clean on Natalya, if you want to call it clean. Not Natalya, excuse me, Tamina. This does nothing for me, guys. Again, I'm not trying to be negative. I'm not a negative guy when it comes to professional wrestling. I'm not one of those negative people that's always talking negative about it, but this just isn't for me right now. What's happening on the show just isn't my kind of show. It's just not. Charlie Caruso looking gorgeous, mind you. Charlie Caruso looks awesome tonight. She looked amazing. I love Budweiser in the house. What's up, dude? On Periscope. Thank you so much for the share. I appreciate that. Let's get those follows too. If you haven't followed me, please follow. Let's get another share out there to the world on the Twitter machine. We'll get that out there. See if anybody else wants to join in on the show. We'll also put in a request for live callers. If you guys want to call in live, you can on the Periscope app. Also, if you're watching on Periscope and it's easier for you to watch on YouTube, please come on over to youtube.com/PWP Nation. All right, so we're talking about where we at now, I got sidetracked. We're at Charlie Caruso looking hot backstage. She looked really hot tonight. Very robotic Charlie Caruso, but she looks great. And the Hart Foundation, Bret Hart, Jim Neidhart going into the Hall of Fame, man. I think this is awesome, but it's bittersweet to me. And I think you guys know the reason without me even having to say it. This is bittersweet because the Hart Foundation to me, I mean, maybe not to everybody else, But to me, it consists of Bret Hart, Jim the Anvil Neidhart, Owen Hart, Brian Pillman, and the British Bulldog. Glaze the Goon with the Super Hard Bombs. Thanks, man. I appreciate that more than you'll ever know. Thank you, dude. Glazed the Goon with over 1,000 Super Hearts, baby. Over 1,000 Super Hearts. Thank you so much, brother. I know Jimmy Hart was in it, but I can't really, he was the manager. I mean, look, he was the manager. I'm not going to add him. I want to see that 1997 badass stable go in together. Of course, I said Owen Hart. Go in together. I want to see them go in together. Thanks, brother. I appreciate that. Glaze the Goon. Thank you so much. I'm trying, bro. I'm trying to bring that content, bring that fire. We're also on YouTube. If you like what you see on YouTube, I'm also going to be dropping an exclusive video to Patreon. First seen on Patreon until after WrestleMania. It's going to be my Kofi Kingston saga that takes you from WrestleMania 35 to WrestleMania 36. Anybody out there, any of you guys who are thinking small on this Kofi Kingston angle, stop. Because that's the problem with WWE. They don't think long term. They don't think a year in advance. Well, I wrote a story, the basic outline of a story, for 1 year for Kofi Kingston and the New Day. So if you guys want to read that, or not read it, maybe I'll do a print version of it too, but it will be on our Patreon at patreon.com/PWPNation for just $1 per month. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what I have to say about it in my story. But I don't fully disagree with you with that Glaze the Goon. There's a couple ways we can go with it. My first reaction was that Kofi's going to win at WrestleMania and then drop it right back to Daniel Bryan so he can continue his run. But I don't like that idea so much anymore. I have a better idea. So we're going to get into that on Patreon first, and then it'll be available to everybody. But moving on with Raw, we're trucking along here, man. Backstage with Baron Corbin and Kurt Angle, blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry, man. Nobody wants to see this. I think it's evident. Nobody wants to see this. Excuse me. There isn't a WrestleMania match that I'm looking forward to as little as Baron Corbin and Kurt Angle. So I think at some point in time, this will get flipped. Something's going to happen here. I do think they'll do a bait and switch with John Cena. I do think John Cena somehow works his way into this match with Kurt Angle. Somehow, just because it's the final thing. And this is what they're doing. They're telling us a story with these matches. Apollo Crews, Chad Gable, 2 Kurt Angle fans. Now we got Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, 2 Angle's nemesis from the past. Who's he going to wrestle next week on Raw? He's going to have another match on Raw next week, I'm sure. So who's he going to wrestle next week? Who's he going to wrestle next week on SmackDown, possibly? But we are on the road to WrestleMania, baby. Back with Charlie Caruso again, looking hot backstage in this little skirt, man. Approaches Sasha Banks and Bayley. And Banks cuts off Caruso. Banks is pissed, man. She got the win by disqualification tonight. But she said that they'll face any team at WrestleMania 35, which leads me to believe it's going to be all these teams together. It's going to be the Boston Hug, the Iconics, the Riot Squad probably, Nia and Tamina, Beth and Natalya. It's going to be everyone in this match. Next is a moment of bliss, and this is where Raw was really losing me. I think I looked down at the phone the entire time during this. I don't think I looked up once. I would do Angle versus Bryan next week. You have one more opportunity to do it. Do it next week. Let's see here. It just does not feel like Mania. We'll do some, we'll look at the YouTube chat here for a minute. As soon as Alexa came out, I cut off the TV. I couldn't stand it no more. Corbin got the silence. Yeah, it's true. Logan says, it just does not feel like Mania is 2 weeks away. It feels like a minor pay-per-view is 2 weeks away. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Dude, it does not feel like WrestleMania season at all. Angle versus Ray next week's possible too. Yeah, sure. I'd be okay with that. I mean, it fought Samoa Joe tonight. But you got Raw and SmackDown next week, so they could do a number of different things. I think Ray would be cool. Ray Angle would be awesome. I'd be down for that. I'd have no problem with that. None. I think that would be awesome. All right, guys, let's get those shares up. Let's get those likes. Hit that like button, please, on YouTube if you haven't. All right, let's go. Back and forth here. Strowman, Jost, Michael Che. This was atrocious. This was awful. This was slapstick comedy. This was Colin Jost saying, I didn't wear a Mets hat. And then he puts on his Yankees hat, which was great. It was great heat, but the most predictable thing I've ever seen. I loved it though. I thought it was fantastic. So I'll give him credit with that thing. That was good. And now we have the sets up Che and Jost are going to be in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal at WrestleMania for whatever reason. I don't know. Did we not learn from Drew Carey being involved in this thing at the Royal Rumble? I mean, it's comedy. This is a joke. Braun Strowman's done right now. This is 2 years in a row where Braun Strowman at WrestleMania is doing nothing significant at all. 2 or 3 years in a row. They're doing, you know what they're doing? I love Budweiser. What they're doing is they're trying to get mainstream media attention. That's what they're doing here. They're trying to get coverage by all the mainstream news outlets because Michael Che and Colin Jost are celebrities on Saturday Night Live. Millions of people watch Saturday Night Live, I'm sure still. I don't know let's see what the Saturday Night Live ratings are. Let's see what the ratings are. Trump always says the ratings of Saturday Night Live suck, but let's see. Let's look at January 20, 2019. What are the ratings? 4.5. 4.5 is about 5 million viewers, I guess, right? Yeah, so it's still millions of people still watch Saturday Night Live. So that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get that mainstream. They're trying to get mainstream attention. That's all it is. Yeah, dude, first of all, one of them might win the Battle Royal. I think that's absolutely possible. Second of all, you won't be done if that happens. I mean, look, if that happens, it'll just be one of those like, they did it again. WWE did it again. Colin Jost wins the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. You know, we've seen David Arquette become WCW champion. I mean, this should not. Let me move this camera around a little bit. This should not surprise anyone if this goes down. Yeah, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. All right, guys. I'm still working on my setup for YouTube. I'm sorry. I got to get a fucking nice camera, get this whole thing set up. I'm building an office on the other side of my man cave here. And once that's set up, this is going to look so much better, guys. So just bear with me on YouTube and on the scope. We're going to make this thing look professional. Yeah, Mania season. Hopefully next year it'll be a lot better. I think so. I'm going to have a storyline again on Patreon. I'm going to show you guys a story. I'm going to talk it out on YouTube for you. On Patreon, you'll get that about Kofi Kingston year to year. Moving on with the show, we had backstage with, we had behind the scenes looks at Elias at Madison Square Garden all night, cutting to him. Just all this. This has Bruce Pritchard written all over it, this Elias thing. This has Bruce Pritchard's handprints on it. Okay? If you're telling me it doesn't, you're full of shit. This has Major League Bruce Pritchard on it. I think this is probably one of the things he did for WrestleMania. I'll put money on that one. I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong, but I think this is a Bruce Pritchard thing. They're on location. It's filmed in a very specific way. They're doing all the like New York stereotypical things. You know, somebody else with a guitar walks up. Somebody steals his money. Somebody puts a fucking quarter in his cup. Like, it's the basic New York bullshit. It was great though. Like, whatever. I liked it. I didn't mind this Elias stuff tonight. I didn't mind it. Baron Corbin, Apollo Crews, just a rematch from last week. Nothing happens here. There was a silly Snickers commercial with Bobby Roode looking like a fool. Listen, Bobby Roode is done. I don't think there's any chance of him having like a mean streak and getting a serious singles run at any point now. Maybe in the future, maybe if Jeff Jarrett gets the book on one of these shows, maybe he'll push for a Bobby Roode singles run. Bobby Roode's got the ability. He's got the ability. It's obvious. He's got the charisma. He's got the veteran leadership. He's been doing this for years at the top level of the entire game. If Bobby Roode was on the Indies right now, if he signed with All Elite Wrestling, he's in one of the main events. Okay. Next, Rollins promo. Stereotypical Seth Rollins promo here. Babyface, babyface, babyface. I liked Paul Heyman's part of the promo because I did enjoy when he was making fun of the Thoughts and Prayers people. I thought that was great. The Thoughts and Prayers generation. I thought that was fantastic. But yeah, at the end of the day, this really was nothing. Rollins says he was going to burn down Suplex City. And yeah, Rollins ran up the ramp at Paul. Heyman fell down, begging Rollins off. Classic stuff. Kurt Angle comes out. You suck, pointing at Heyman. I mean, look, this is just your basic stuff. Kurt Angle wins his match with Samoa Joe. This isn't Kurt Angle versus Samoa Joe from 2007. That's for damn sure. This is Kurt Angle, Samoa Joe 2019. It's not even close to the same match, but it's great. Yo, what's up, Hansy? What's going on, man? It's great to see it happen one last time. Kurt Angle, it's time to hang it up, and this is a good farewell run. A good farewell run for him. Dean Ambrose, Drew McIntyre, again, is the main event. Kofi Kingston might be like Daniel Bryan road to WrestleMania. Possibly. But I think I'm personally of the belief that Kofi Kingston, I'll tell you guys about it on Patreon. Patreon.com/PWPNation. I'll tell you guys all about it. Yeah, Angles, he's all beat up, man. His knees are banged up. His neck's banged up. He's all hunched over. He doesn't look good. But it's been a fucking amazing career for Kurt Angle, man. Amazing career. We spoke about Triple H, his promo with Batista at the top of the show. His career is now on the line. What do you think about All Elite? So far, so good. All Elite Wrestling is looking pretty good. Their first show, All In, was fantastic, and we'll see how they do with Double or Nothing. I mean, this is how you build a wrestling promotion. It doesn't start like with a bang. You don't just shoot out there with weekly TV shows. What they're doing is smart. They're leveraging social media and YouTube, and eventually they're gonna have a weekly TV show. It's going to take a while, though. It's not going to be something that happens overnight. So they need these spot shows here and there, these big shows to build them up. All right. Yeah, dude. I'm going to wrap this up soon, though, bro. I'm going to wrap this up soon. So if you want to call in now, I really don't have anything else to say, man. I mean, listen, Raw was not great tonight. To me, it was a D show. If I had to grade it, it's a D. Ambrose versus McIntyre, super predictable. Drew McIntyre freaking won easy, clean as a whistle. We're gonna bring Hansy on, see what he has to say before I wrap this stuff up tonight. What's up, man? Thanks for coming on the show, brother.
Yo, what's going on, man?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm enjoying the review. No, listen. I have a wild card theory, and I know it kind of goes like with like long-term booking in a way, but like I know the narrative is always that WWE doesn't know what they're doing, but I kind of think in some way for the last couple of years they've been letting TNA references surface on their programming, and now that they hired a bunch of TNA guys, I'm not saying anytime soon, but I think this whole purpose of a lot of these guys coming in is WWE is going to embarrass them, and then eventually they're all going to rise up, and it's going to be an invasion again.
Oh, man. That's interesting.
I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm saying at some point. But that's why I think they're disrespecting Kurt Angle with this Mania match. I think he'll go down. I think he'll lose. We'll all think, oh my God, they screwed Kurt Angle. And then Angle eventually comes back, maybe before SummerSlam. I think they need something big to happen before the Fox deal happens.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised. And, Impact has been cooperating with WWE lately with their footage and all that, right?
Yeah.
And they need a TV deal. I wouldn't be surprised if Impact gets scooped up for the network at some point.
Look, dude, that is logical, man. There was even rumors a couple of years ago that WWE was trying to acquire that tape library for that very reason. So I like the idea. I think there might be something to that. I just, man, when it comes to these different brands that WWE utilizes, no matter what promotion it is, they really don't put the emphasis on it at all. It's kind of like ever since WCW and that whole flop thing, they tried ECW, it flopped. It's just like they don't like to revive these old brands. So I don't see them doing anything in the story with TNA, like in the storyline, but I do see them leveraging that brand in the future, just like they have with WCW, ECW, and every other company they've purchased, using their tape library on the network, using the footage from their superstars' matches. I won't doubt that they worked out something with Ring of Honor in the future to do the same thing. I think this is all part of the game and the process moving forward. But man, if they did a storyline, I'd be super surprised, and I'd probably really be into it because that sounds something like would be right up my alley.
No, for real, in my opinion, right? You know how, and this goes for all of entertainment. You know how, like, Star Wars, for example, they flopped with Star Wars Episode 1, 2, and 3, right? People were pissed off. I feel like that whole era where like things were supposed to be coming up, like in the late '90s and early 2000s, that all these companies they flopped it. So then later on they could revive something better later on, right? So that's why I put WWE in that category where we think, oh, because they messed up WCW so badly and they messed up ECW, that they will never get this one right. But I think this one could have the potential to be, oh, look, we're not WCW. You guys try to ruin us. Like, you can tie in different things. You can say you had Vince Russo ruin our promotion, like you had him ruin WCW. Because I personally think, and Arn Anderson was the one that said it on the Monday Night Wars. This is where I got the idea from. He was of the belief that he thinks Vince Russo was sent to WCW to ruin it. So when Arn Anderson said that, I go, you know what? Maybe my conspiracy has a little bit legs because Arn Anderson's peddling this bullshit. Because I never believed that Vince Russo was this stupid. I personally think he did sabotage it on purpose. That's just my opinion. You know what I mean? But no, we can't prove that. But I mean, you can tie in. I just wanted to present to you because I know all these other wrestling shows on the radio, they just dismiss it completely. I know at least you would like, even if you don't agree with me, you would at least go, hey, this is kind of a unique idea, you know what I mean? Because no one's really thought about it in a while, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure, dude. They've got all the players, man. They've got Abyss, they've got Jeff Jarrett, Bobby Roode, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe. They've got all the players. They've got everybody. Kurt Angle, like you said. Sting is even tied to the company. So, yeah, dude. I mean, look at this, bro. I've seen crazier things happen in wrestling. I've seen crazier shit. We've all seen crazier stuff happen. Conspiracies and professional wrestling have gone hand in hand for freaking decades, man. There's been conspiracy since the beginning of wrestling.
That's what I'm saying. That's why they need a conspiracy character to tie in all of this together. But like they don't really like Jesse Ventura would be perfect for that role.
Yeah.
But they don't have that guy anymore. But listen, I'm gonna let you get back to your review. I just wanted to run it by you and just see what you thought, man. I'm glad that you weren't dismissive of it. You know what I mean? Even though you're not fully on board, I understand why it's such a far-fetched idea so far, right?
Right.
But,
yeah. I'm on board. Hold on, real quick. I'm on board. I just don't think they do it. But I'm on board. I think it would be awesome if it happened.
No, for sure, man. I want to ask your opinion. Do you think this is Ambrose's last Raw before, or do you think he's coming back? Because everyone reported that he was not coming back on Raw, and now he keeps showing up more and more. Like, do you think he gets a Mania match, or do you think he's written off now?
I think, man, it's tough to say. He lost clean as a whistle tonight. He got destroyed. Maybe he's in the Battle Royal. I mean, I don't know. They should have done something significant with Dean Ambrose at WrestleMania. If this is it for him, why not do something big with him? That's what I don't understand. Dude, that's tough to say. This might have been it.
That's cool. Okay, dude, I'm gonna let you get back to your review, man. But I'll be watching, man. Thanks for having me on, though.
Anytime, brother. I'm gonna wrap it up in just a minute, but thank you so much, dude.
No problem.
Later. All right, Hansy, call in with a great call, guys. Again, you guys want to call in? The lines are open. I'm gonna wrap this up momentarily, but I gave Raw I gave Raw a D. I didn't think Raw was good tonight. Nothing had really happened. Of course, they always give the effort as far as the in-ring talent is concerned, so that's not the problem. In the ring is not the problem. It's what happens in the stories, and that is just lackluster. They've squandered so many opportunities, and it's the same old. Looks like a new match has been announced according to the chat. I guess the Raw tag team, women's tag team titles, the WWE women's tag team titles are going to officially be on the line. Let's take a look at WrestleMania official card. Let's look at this. Where are we at? WrestleMania, brother. It's that time of the year. Yeah, WrestleMania. Oh, yeah, dig it. Yeah. Buddy Murphy versus Tony Nese will be interesting. Yeah, Lashley versus Finn Bálor, official. I don't see anything on WWE.com about this match. It's probably on social media, huh? Oh, no, here it is. Bayley and Banks to be challenged by dangerous forces from past, present, and future. So it looks like Iconics, Nia and Tamina, and Beth Phoenix and Natalya. And that looks like it. Wow, WrestleMania, dude. Alexa Bliss hosting. This is going to be crazy. All right, guys. You know what? Somebody This girl, it's funny you said that, Hansy. This girl that I know at work, she said the same thing to me. Oh, last summer, she said the same exact thing. I don't know what the hell. I think that's cool though, man. I'm a big fan of Always Sunny, dude. Big fan. Oh, Billy Kay announced it. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, it's official on WWE.com. I just looked it up. So that's official. Guys, thank you so much for watching the show. Again, if you can show the love by hitting that like button on YouTube and hit that subscribe button as well. If you're on Periscope watching, thank you so much. Hit those super hearts down below. You can always find us at pwpnation.com, at pwpnation on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all over social media. Check us out at pwpnation.com as always. Fantastic content over there at pwpnation.com all day, every day. New content up consistently at pwpnation.com. All the podcasts we have, the PWP Podcast Network. Check that out. A lot of stuff going down here. And, of course, patreon.com/PWPNation for more content. More content. I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks, Hansy. I'll talk to you guys later on YouTube. Peace, guys. Thanks so much for joining me.